Guys, welcome back to another episode of Rawstocks. It's Rustic here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Tesla's chart. We're going to look at where price came from, where price ended today, and where price is likely to head tomorrow and into the rest of the week. We're going to take a look at some of those levels that we talked about over the weekend in yesterday's video. We're going to show you exactly how our bear pivot played out, how our bull pivot did not play out. We're going to take a quick look at a trade that we took in the trading Discord and how that ended up turning a profit. Although it did not go for a big home run, it was still a nice trade. Traders who followed, who were in the Rawstocks trading Discord, ended up catching a nice win on that. So I got the hourly chart pulled up, and the first thing we'll take a look at, just so I can get it off the chart, is we'll look at that trade that we took today. Went for maybe the max. It went for about 13.25% or $120 is the max that I saw on it. It was just a single contract we took, 235 call for this week's expiration. Premium was $9.05, and the highest that I saw it get to was $10.25 on that contract. And you can see here on the 1 hour chart, we came down, we swept some liquidity, a level that we had there. We took our entry, we drew down a little bit further, never hit our stop loss, popped up, right back towards a broken liquidity level. Did not quite get to it with that wick, but still, again, nice little trade for close to 15%. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off the chart, and we can just look at what we got going on the 1 hour chart. So we had our bull pivot up here at 251.63. We had our bear pivot down here at 247.58. Price opened up gap down, pushed back up into that gap, never closed that gap. So when we saw this this doji candle here and we didn't push up, and then we saw 1 hour another doji candle, but a bearish one, then immediately closed below, or closing on or below that pivot. We can zoom in, closing right on that pivot. So that would have been a great opportunity to take a short if you were looking to short on Tesla. Right, and then we get that nice drop from 247.41 right through our liquidity level here at 246.52, down through our 240.69 liquidity level, and all the way down to this level that we had down here at 235.39. Eventually went a little bit lower and gave us some equal lows. I'll actually put that on the chart because that's an interesting thing to annotate. We got some equal lows. Oops. We got some equal lows here, and we're just going to put 1 hour so we know where that came from. So we got equal lows in that wick there. We bounced. We did then adjust our trend line because previously we had it going through a more aggressive through here pivot, right? Through here, through these lows, up through it. But we broke that when we gapped down, and we actually kind of back tested it. If you kind of take a look there, you can see wasn't perfect, but we back tested that broken, aggressive trend line. I think you can connect those lows, kind of, not exactly, but anyways, that's kind of like what we had going on. So you see, we came down and we bounced it, we popped back up, and then we dropped down through it. If we were just looking at these 2 1 hour lows, we broke it, we back tested the broken, and then we dropped down from there. Either way, both those trends ended up being, some resistance and some levels to break. So we've now adjusted to include our swing low here, our swing low here, our equal lows. We bounced off of that. So we'll see if this trend holds as we can walk it up and then target back up here at like the 250 levels. We do have FOMC this week, so that can definitely be a market driver as we head into Wednesday and we get that rate cut decision. So that's going to be kind of the next big data news that's going to give us some volatility in the market. Let's go ahead and drop into nothing really cooking other than that on this time frame. There is a small inverted fair value gap. We could just take a look at that real quick before we drop into a different time frame. So we do have an inverted fair value gap here that we double inverted. So we drop down, we pop back up through it, and now we actually drop down through it. So this is just going to be a balanced price range as price kind of hovers on it. We'll look for, again, this equal low or this trend line support to hold, and then push back up through that balanced price range, right? And then there's a bigger fair value gap that I'd be more interested in right above us. and that's going to be this one right here. All right, so consequent encroachment is what we'd be targeting at 245.33. So go ahead and take those two things off the chart. We can drop down and just look at some structure on like the 15-minute time frame. Then I'm going to show you guys the new Rawstocks custom indicator that pairs some smart money concepts indicators, liquidity indicators, and a EMA trender with some candle coloring coding in it as well. So we'll look at that on the short time frame and give you just kind of a first look. The indicator is specific to Rawstocks Trading Discord Premium members, and it will be invite only, but it will be free with the premium membership. So if you're interested in taking a look at that, we do have promo codes giving away free months, 1 month to try it out. The link's going to be in the description below. So 15-minute chart again shows a little bit more structure. Same thing. We do have some fair value gaps up here. We'll just connect these two. Actually, we can connect these. Yeah, we can connect those two. Again, that kind of puts us back up here at that 246 level. We do have a gap that didn't get fully filled, so we will be looking at that. Other than this, very balanced price here. We do have the small internal swing order block at around 240, give or take. And so first thing when we push up, we'll see, do we reject that order block? Right? If we push through that order block, we'll be looking to target this 15-minute fair value gap as well. You can see currently no breaks of structure, changes of character, anything like that. So no structure shift. So a couple things we could be watching, see if it happens. If we fake break down below this resistance line, do a little sweep on this liquidity, and then push up, we'd be looking to target again above these highs right here. And that'd just be kind of a little fake out and liquidity sweep. Wouldn't be abnormal to see something like that. But if this trend support holds currently where we're at, right, we could still see a break there. It'd give us a structure shift. What we want to see is momentum up through that order block, which would make that a breaker block, right? Potentially coming back down to test it and then targeting the order blocks up here or that fair value gap, that gap close, or even some of our buy side liquidity levels that we have above. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at like a bigger flush. I'm not looking for a move to bring us down like that, although entirely possible because we are in OPEX week. I'm just not expecting it. But again, if we break the resistance line and if we break these lows, certainly possible we could target 222. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to drop into the 3-minute chart, and then I'm going to throw that new indicator I was just talking about. Again, this is a custom indicator that I've built. It pairs some of the smart money concepts and other indicators that I already have been using, that I use with my Discord server members. It pairs those and then gives us, also this moving average. And these moving averages are fixed. So if you take a look at the 3-minute chart versus the 5-minute chart, the moving averages are not going to adjust. Those are going to be static no matter what time frame you're on. So I'm going to remove the drawings that we have here, and I'm going to label some things that I want to know for tomorrow. So we have not taken that liquidity level at 240, and we also just barely tapped that. So this is kind of going to be our range, okay? I'm going to be looking for this to be our bear pivot. So below 235.79, we could look for price to target this sell side liquidity down here that has also not been swept yet. Sell side and above the bull pivot. Actually, I'm going to make that actually we'll leave it there. Actually, I'm going to make the bull pivot a little bit tighter so we're not in such a wide range. It's a $5 range. I'm going to go bull pivot at 237.40. Okay, so that's just from this wave range here. And our pivot there could take us up to this order block or this liquidity level here. Okay, so I'd ideally be targeting the 240.35. So these are my pivot levels. Sell side. All right, here's our buy side, our nearest term liquidity. And then we could also look at this level that has not been taken either. This is the start of our silver bullet. Sorry, actually, our silver bullet started in there. So this is let's see. Oh, like basically about market open. Market opened just a little bit below and then pushed up. So that's market open right there. Also have 8:30 data marked off. We didn't have any 8:30 data that was like big market mover, but that is something I often look for too, is the candle open at 8:30. So those are some kind of like near-term liquidity levels. We also could go ahead and put just one more buy-side level up there that hasn't been hit yet at 251.60. You can see it's also where our daily, this is the red one, is our daily EMA is starting to come down. And so that could be definitely a level that we look to hit. Below that, sell side, we got all the way down at 223. And then we haven't quite taken that wick, but pretty close with this move down. So anything below this sell side liquidity at 232.80 is likely going to give us a pretty big and aggressive flush. I don't see any fair value gaps in here that are really of interest. There is kind of one that hasn't been closed here at 228, but I'm not really going to mark it on my chart. It's basically been filled right here back Tuesday, March 11th. So one last feature I want to show you guys with this indicator is the candle color coding that I have. And basically, I'll just do a real quick explanation. You're going to have green and red candles, and you're going to get a couple, like anywhere from, 2 to 4-ish color coded candles during a transition. So our white are our transition candles, our green are our bullish candles, our red are our bearish candles. And so ultimately, when price crosses over the white line, which is the 3-minute EMA, it will give us a white color coded candle. Okay, and that's whether it crosses above or it crosses below. And then if it crosses below the 15-minute, which is this blue one, crosses above or below, it's going to switch the candles from either white to red or white to green. So, in this instance here, you see price falls below the 3-minute EMA, right? And then we get a couple candles below it. And then this candle here closes below the 15-minute, and then we get red candles. And then we ride the red candles down, right? Essentially pops back up. You start to get candles closing above. Never gets above the 15-minute EMA, so it never changes to green. And then we're back to dropping. We get more red candles, and we drop below. So you see some more white. Those are transition candles, right? And then we get some more red. So the red ones are ideally what you want to play, but you can start to make your entry in the transition in the white candles, and then kind of just set your stop loss like wherever the white candles start. So nice little way to be able to use some of these static EMAs that don't change on the whole chart. Just know that if you are a premium member and you are using this, if you jump to high time frames and you still have the coded candles, it's going to not, it's still going to work, but you can see there's a lot more white candles. So really miss like quite a bit of trends. I'm going to be still working on some of the coding to adjust that. But anyways, hopefully this has been informational for you guys. Again, we got our levels, we got our bull bear pivot for tomorrow. We got our near side, buy side liquidity at 240 and 232. Below that, we got 223. Above that, we got 245. So hopefully that's helpful. And again, thanks for the support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with all your friends. And we'll see you guys on the next one.